Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Luxurious channel.
Hi everyone, I'm Mark,
And I'm Michael.
and welcome. We want to tell you guys thank you so much for tuning in and showing us love. We had lots of people at our party this weekend said that they watched us. It means a lot. So thank you. Continue to watch us. Make sure you subscribe. Also, make sure you give us some notification. Let us know you're listening to us. We want to hear your feedback, and also don't forget you can also donate to us too as well if you like. Yeah, is up, yeah, up and down. So, so without further ado, let's get to these topics. So, how the topics work is we're going to give you some news topics. We don't both don't know specifically what the topics will be. However, we'll Michael give me one, and I'll give him one, and we'll go back and forth like that, and you'll get our honest and natural reaction to the topic. So, Mike, you want to go first?
Also, first of all, we get started as a disclaimer. So again, as we know, it's not 1,000%, factual. So don't take credit. Don't kill us, the messengers. We're reading the news. So see on the channel, the source. We're reading just off of the source we have. So if you have different opinions or different views, feel free to comment and write down. It's totally fine for you to voice how you feel. And also a little bit of banter is always good for our channel, right? So the first thing that I think should we go sing light or sing really, really hard? What do you think?
Let's do something light first.
Okay. So in Florida, there's imagine living in a high-rise luxury apartment, but you can't even enjoy it because across the street from you there's a prison.
Oh wow!
So what's happening is so you have a luxury of high-rise apartment, and in front of it they have the pools and stuff. So like what's happening is like the apartment people with their wives are going out there to take to luxuriate inside the pool or enjoy their drinks and stuff. And then you have like the guys inside the jail like catcalling them and being really vulgar, saying I'm gonna f your wife, like stuff like that out loud, like really, really loud.
Oh wow! I think that's out of order, out of pocket. They need to definitely have some sort. If it's luxury, I don't see. I don't see. Trust me, I mean we're luxurious, and even I find that to be not really great. If you're having like people who are actually not saying that people are bad are always bad, they're in jail, but just having that type of environment in front of a luxurious apartment that definitely would
Yeah.
cause some conflict. I think so. Yeah, they should
Yeah.
definitely. People with the apartment should definitely do something about that.
I think the city should do something. I feel like at least build a wall where it's sort of
Go
wall
off, yeah. Some
maybe
sort
they
of
can't
guard or
see.
guard.
But then again, you think about it, it also maybe on the luxury apartment side build a wall, but not on the prison, because the prison side, I feel like the prisoners don't get to see outside. So it'd be good to see outside, but they don't need to see specifically,
That's true.
you know, see what's going
I
on.
agree.
And I feel like and if you're a person who's paying all that money to for you're kind of paying for the exclusivity of it being quiet and nice and not being like, you know, with a whole bunch of stuff happening and you're really across the street from a jail or a prison.
Yeah,
How do
it's
you deal
pretty
with that?
bad.
Yeah, yeah.
Where they did at, I guess they do where we're in Florida. So no, but so my topic's gonna
Wait,
be
wait.
about
Wait, hold on, sorry, brother. We'll be back. We'll be back in like a few minutes. See that? Okay. Yeah. Guess what? We're back again, and back to my brother Mark with
we're back.
with
My topic's gonna be about Toronto. So what the news is saying there, according to Toronto news, that people. For some reason, the younger criminals have been found to be more, for some reason, around this time, have been more active in crimes and illegal activity, and that they're trying for finding that also that people who are actually a part of the defund police, things like that, they kind of group themselves all together, saying the protesters, everybody are causing chaos and riots in, well, not riots, but just crime in Toronto.
yeah.
So about that, Mike.
Oof. Well, I think we're see a lot of this because you think about it, like the young people are people who have it the hardest in terms of making money, right? I feel like they're the ones who are working the fast food jobs, working like the jobs that people don't want. Working in a laundromat or working like at I don't know, like in hotels, like as like the cleaning people. I think the issue is that when you're young and you don't have a lot of money and the economy's getting worse, the government's not really helping assisting as much as it should.
Yeah.
Fortunately, people turn to other ways of making money because they want to survive, they want to live and eat and feed their families. So I feel like um, there definitely needs to be some sort of programs to help them, like I don't know, maybe more vocational programs to help them like actually find jobs and things they can do to like keep them out of the streets. What do you think?
Mhm. I agree. I think they should have more programs. I think also that I think I feel like the news kind of collectively connected defund the police protests, which I think in general protests in general have been happening. But I think that yeah, there should be more focusing on education with the younger people and making sure that they have other extracurricular activities going on, such as like other
Yeah,
martial arts or like things where you can do that can help you spiritually to not just at school but also
yeah,
outside of school. They should have a lot more things like that. So I agree.
yeah.
You're going. What's your next
Yeah.
topic?
All right, so I'm not sure if you ever knew about there was an earthquake in Turkey. Sorry, Turkey and
Yeah,
Syria.
yeah, I
That
heard about it,
killed
yeah.
about was it 7,100 people or
Uh-huh.
7,100 people who died. Um,
Hmm.
yeah, it's really bad. Like it's a really bad earthquake. It's weird the news isn't really talking about it as much. I don't know, did you have more information on this story with earthquake?
I do, yeah. From what my understanding is, a lot of what caused all those deaths in Turkey in that area is the building structures they're more up to a certain standard. Like as far as, and I know in the states they have codes, and you have to actually have a certain board that actually watches over the system to make sure that the buildings are structurally safe and sound. Whereas in Turkey they don't have that. So they said all the buildings were like pancakes when the earthquake hit. Everything
Uh,
collapsed.
so are
So
you saying
that's why,
their buildings are made of clay and dust?
yeah, unfortunately, they're not really stable material that they use, and not just that, they weren't really up to any type of governmental standards. So a lot of people got hurt. I have a friend, and from on Instagram that just kind of explained to me the magnitude of it, and we're definitely praying for that area for sure. I know it's very or hard, but yeah, I think there should be some sort of structural laws that help those buildings, help people, so this won't happen again. What do you think, Mike?
Yeah, like I said, I think earthquakes, natural disasters are gonna happen more often. I think because of like the times we live in, and because of all the damage we've done to the environment. I feel like we're gonna have to see a lot more of things happening. All you can do is like make sure you have your insurance. Make sure that you try to have some sort of evacuation route or place to go to take care of yourself when things happen. That's kind of all you can
Mhm.
really do, right? And beyond that, you have no control over whether a building collapses on you or not, unless you're
Right.
an engineer, you know that. So kind of have to like yeah, and especially being in like Syria or Turkey, it's really rough because I kind of feel like dealing with I don't know, it's just like I can imagine we have people who actually are responsible to make sure things are up to code, and they don't have that. So like who knows what they would fix a flat in the ceiling and
Right.
anything,
Or
right?
maybe they become made of crackers. Who knows? Mhm.
Marshmallows and I don't know, twigs or something. You never know. But it's like you have to, I think also it's important for you to do the due diligence too, especially if you're in a country like that that doesn't have to hire someone to check your property, make sure there isn't like your house won't collapse like a house of cards on you or something. That's all I can think of.
Absolutely, I 1,000% agree with that for
I mean, a
sure.
graham crackers, you never know, right?
No worries. So my next story is going to be about. I'm going to go with something also more not as serious, but a little bit more kind of go on that lines in the vein of that. So this the norovirus, the nasty stomach bug that makes you sick.
Yeah.
If you eat something wrong, basically is on the rise again in Canada. They said so. All
Mhm.
over Providence, they said that that the stomach flu or bug or norovirus has been causing everyone to get sick. So what do you think about this story, Mikey?
I feel like again, I feel like have you guys been watching Last of Us, which I love that show. I kind of
Mhm.
feel like we're going to see a lot more things happening, mutations and things because as the Earth like gets too hot or too cold, there's going to cause shifting and it's going to make the climate good for other bacteria and bad things and viruses and things for them to evolve and change. So again, all I say is like make sure you take your vitamins, work out. So you can't really stop a virus happening, but you can make sure your body, at least when it does, you're in good shape to deal with it, right?
Yeah, it's almost like the neuro T virus, right? It's like stars. But seriously, I think it's like stars. No, but really, like I think it's important because, like you said, taking vitamins, make sure you're healthy. I think also most important thing, wash your hands. Wash your hands everywhere you
Yeah,
go. It's really, and
yeah,
make sure you sanitize. I know, bro and I, we make sure we keep our sanitizer in our car every time we go
mhm,
in. We sanitize it up. So
yeah,
and throw it outside. So yeah, make sure you
yeah,
sanitize and
yeah,
make sure you're keeping yourself safe.
yeah. It's my turn, I'm assuming, right?
Yeah,
So let's
we're
do
good.
so I'm not sure you know that this is in the states, happening in the states right now, where a lot of landlords, they're not accepting Section 8 checks anymore, or whatever Section 8 money anymore. And it's a really
Mhm.
big problem in the states. So if you don't, guys who are not from the United States, basically what Section 8 is like the government's assistance to help you live somewhere. So basically, say you have a apartment complex, you can accept these checks, a number of checks that will help the person who can't normally afford to live in your apartment to live in your apartment, right? So the government pays these people to live in its place, and basically that's for landlords to have money keep continuously coming in, and for the people who don't have enough money to pay for their apartments to live there. So
Yeah.
what's been going on is the landlords have stopped accepting the Section 8 checks, and the reason why they stopped accepting Section 8 checks because of what happened during COVID. So when COVID
Yeah.
hit, a lot of people say, you know what, I'm not gonna pay my landlord because I can't afford to pay my landlord, right? So
Mhm.
because there's Section 8, they could have paid their landlord or afford to, so that they weren't paying. So because they weren't paying, now that they was to pay their money back and do other things, landlords saying, well, you know what, it's not advantageous of us to keep these people in our apartments because guess what? If something this happens again, they're not gonna pay. So guess what?
Oh yeah.
We making a new rule. We're no longer accepting these checks. So that way they can't live in an apartment and they can find people who actually
Mhm.
will afford to, or they're going to tear down these Section 8 homes and build up
Mhm.
luxury homes. People who will pay for them. So a
Mhm.
lot of people are without places to live right now. So what do
Mhm.
you think about that?
I think that government in general has been doing kind of heading towards this for a while, where they're pushing all people out of the cities and moving them to the country
It's not the
in
government
general.
though.
But,
It's,
but,
it's,
I,
it's
I,
corporate
but I think the
companies.
government's allowing it to happen. They're allowing it
Yeah.
because in general, like for me, I feel like the when it comes to like landlords, like that a check from the government is a check. Honestly, I feel like to me it shouldn't have a kind of negative connotation on it because it's
On
coming.
it. Yeah.
If anything, it should be better because it's coming directly from your government. So I feel like to me, it's better. I feel like all saying I think there's a push, and you're seeing this more and more often in every country, where all the people who are actually who are destitute or not making as much money in the city, they're being moved to the country, they're pushing to country because they don't want to see them, and they're also building luxury homes. It's another ploy of making more money and just regionification. I feel
Well,
like. What do you
well,
think,
I
man?
feel like Well, I think that it's corporations. I think what they're trying to do is corporations trying to push these people out and build luxury homes so they get more money. And because the building's already there, all they do is kick out people who they think are not desirable enough and to revamp them, amp them up. Because honestly, the most cheaply built things are apartment buildings because they use the same exact type of thing. So all they do is use the same exact materials to build these luxury homes and call them luxury, which they're probably not. And then they say, okay, you know what? Now we're getting more money, and you know what? And to them, I think they think they're getting better tenants, right? So
Mhm.
it sucks because I feel like society kind of pushed it. It's a both two-way street. I feel like one, it's the tenant's fault too because people weren't paying their landlords. So you're paying your
Mhm.
landlord, and I'm a landlord, so I get that too. So if you're not paying your money to your landlord, so a lot of landlords lost their second homes or lost their
Yeah.
they lost, like their
Mortgage and stuff for their
edge.
own home. Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
why would they want
Want to
to
risk that. Yeah.
risk that? Yeah, when they can hire, they can put a tenant in who actually will pay more money to stay there. So and then
Mm.
might as well sell it because I don't want to go through a situation where they're not going to pay. And the government forced people, and it's also the government's fault too because they force people not to the first landlords not to kick people out. So it's like,
Mm.
okay, so you say you let them stay there for how long? You can't kick them out because of COVID. So now I'm stuck. They're stuck
Yeah.
in my house for years and not paying any money, and then I'm eating that, and then all of a sudden I'm supposed to get a big lump sum at the end. But you're not going to get blood from turn if they don't have money.
Yeah.
So then I'm going to charge the tenants the full amount of what they didn't have. The government should be paying immediately, paying these landlords.
Yeah, I kind of agree.
It's up to create this issue so that corporations can come in and steal and take up all these buildings and stuff and like make them more, to make corporations. It's everything's leaning to go more corporate. That's and even jails to
everything
is going to more corporate. Period.
Yep, I agree. 100% agree with you on that. No worries. So on my topic, I want to say I'm going to give you one that's from Canada. It sounds like you be very careful when you're driving Ubers in Canada, because now Ubers, they can record you on every trip. It's been passed. A law has been passed where now they can record you. Of course, they have to tell you before they can have you consent first, but they're able to record you in the car when you're driving. So, Mike, what do you think about this law?
Well, I think it's good and bad. I feel like it's good because I feel like if something happens to Uber, you have proof that it happens, right? Especially if you're driving the Uber. I also think that I don't know, it's a two-way street, right? Because I do feel like it's kind of a invasion of privacy too. Because you never know the conversation you're having with your friend or something, they could always see that or something. And it's also leaking information. I feel, but I mean, I feel like to me, I feel comfortable if it was a recording with no sound. Because you said because then I feel like if you're recording me talking or saying things, I might give out personal information on the phone, or I might give out something. But if it's private, and also the angle of the camera matters too. If the camera's behind me this way on my phone, and I'm going through my phone, you can see all me going through my information and stuff, right? So I believe the problem should be what we should look into is make sure
it's just audio. It's still audio. It's not visual. So it's just audio. It's audio. It's just good. It's audio for now. But I think I agree with you. I think it is a two-way street where basically it's good because I think people have kind of a reference, or if something happens, like if it's an accident or even it's like something that someone's being very rude, they have a copy of that, so they can send that into Uber and they can kind of, if there's a dispute, they can figure that out. But if it's something where you're just being nosy, or I think that can be a negative too. So I think I have no really good or bad opinion on it.
Well, thank you. We'll be right back with a few more topics, okay? Welcome back.
Hi.
So I think it's my turn. So this is in California. It is in Yost State. Okay. A California woman goes on a wild rampage by crashing into multiple cars in a store parking lot. So she went crazy, started driving into everyone else's car.
Oh wow!
I don't have much more information on that, but what do you think about that, Mark?
I think that's great. I mean, honestly, I'm not surprised. I mean, people here, if you're from this area and if you've ever driven, it can be bananas at times, especially when it's raining outside, or if it's like a holiday, it gets wild. So I'm not shocked about this story, especially in the city where some people drive like under the influence, or even like just mentally unstable. So I'm not shocked by this. I think you have to be cautious for sure driving and making sure you're defense. Like our mother always told us, be a defensive driver. Make sure you're looking around your surroundings. So, Mike, what do you think about this?
I think California's the new Florida. I'm kidding. It's not.
That's a lot.
I'm just kidding.
I think Edmonton's the new.
I'm just kidding. I'm just no. I think I think people are crazy in general. You have to like, it sucks. Like, especially when it's a real crowded parking lot. I always tend to park my car on the outside of the parking lot. It was a big. I always feel weird about like what if something happens, people go crazy and like shopping carts or whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like we're gonna see a lot of people breaking down more and having issues because of the times, right? So I think we're gonna have to see a lot more of that happening. Yeah, there's not much else I can say about that.
No worries. So
your turn.
No worries. So I have my last topic. So my last topic is going to be very interesting. It's happening in good old the Great North, White North of Canada. Actually, no, it actually didn't happen. Actually, didn't happen in Canada. It happened in the UK. What happened was there's a man who actually stole 200,000 Cadbury cream eggs, and he finally he got jail time this weekend because he actually stole that many Cadbury cream eggs. So Mike, he's like based out of Mercia in the UK. So what do you think about this story, Michael, about someone stealing that much chocolate?
I think him and the lady who sold chickens, because the lady who sold, you guys know it was the lady who sold chickens in the States. She worked for the school board of the public schools, and she's like a lunch lady. And she stole like a lot of chickens, like it's like $100,000, like tons of chickens. And it was reselling it and stuff. Like they get together and have a business, chocolate and chicken. I don't know. It's weird.
They might think which came first.
Walk.
Which came first? Which story?
Chicken or the egg? I don't know.
I'm kidding. That was the corniest joke ever.
It was
sorry,
that was real, man. No, it was you. That was you.
Sorry, guys.
I mean, so I my last topic. You did your last topic.
Yes, sure.
How about Rihanna and the Super Bowl? How about that? Rihanna. And
oh yeah.
Did you see it? Did you see Rihanna?
I did see it.
Because we're heavily into music, right? Because we're DJs.
Yeah.
I'll give you my opinion first. No, I'll give my opinion first.
Yeah, thoughts.
You know I love Rihanna, but come on, it was not given. That little shuffle.
Can I say beautiful gowns? Beautiful gowns.
I feel like the way it was set up, the way in the air. You know, the funniest meme I've seen about it was you see this meme about Smash Brothers. So watch out Rihanna. It showed like jump kicking, like it showed.
Yeah.
It was Captain Guy doing a hot.
Falcon.
Okay, yeah, do a jump kick to Rihanna. So watch out Rihanna because she's on the platforms who like Smash Brothers.
No, I've seen a couple memes. One I saw was Elmo dancing, because he's all red, he's dancing raw, and as Rihanna. Then the other one I saw was I think I can't remember which it was it Scary Movie that did the parody of Juno, the pregnant where the lady's like she's like break dancing, she's on her stomach like spinning real fast.
Yeah, I see. That's
what it is.
I sent it to you. Like, y'all want Rihanna to do all this upside down, break dancing and stuff. No, I think Rihanna did really well. I feel like in terms of like the song choices are great, but like the actual performance is horrible. I feel like she'd have more artists with her who are able to dance if she can't dance, and she actually should have like done a lot more dance. And I compare it to anybody else. Like people always want to say Beyonce and Rihanna. I feel like Beyonce's a whole other level of performance. I love Beyonce.
She's a whole other time.
I feel like Rihanna, it didn't give. It honestly like you think about the like, and just in terms of Super Bowl, think about Michael Jackson, think about Shakira and J Lo, think about like even like the smaller people like Katy Perry, at least they actually tried to dance and do so. I feel like she didn't give enough. I feel like she's resting on being a billionaire. And she's like, you know what? I'm gonna blame it on the pregnancy that I'm pregnant. I can't do much, so you guys will just be happy. And then the metaphor of her being the blood and them being a kind of the sperm was weird. It was weird.
Oh,
you don't notice that? It was like she's ready and they all dance around like it was
I don't know about that, but yeah. But yeah, it honestly, I would say like we love Rihanna over here. Luxurious loves Rihanna. So we love her down, but the performance was kind of lackluster. But honestly, Rihanna, we love to work with you.
It's true.
Want to work with you.
It's true. I could have like watched that. It's like a nightclub performance, like a fancy nightclub. It wasn't a Super Bowl performance.
But then we also talked about. I know me and the guy I was talking to, we were talking about like how with Rihanna, like. She's not a big dancer. She's not really a huge like person that goes out and actually like will dance the house down. But for example, if you think about her best performances, it's her singing. Like when she did "A Love on the Brain," when she did the last time she did that, it was, to me, her vocal range was phenomenal. I was shocked how well she worked her. She worked on herself. So to me, I don't think her ministry is in dancing, but I do think she's a great performer.
Not her ministry. Yeah. I just ask that question: did it give what needed to be gave? Did it give you?
It did not give what needed to be gave.
It did not. It was weak. It was weak. But Rihanna, I love her music more than anything. I love her music. So it's good.
I love you. Yeah,
Or,
and
like,
let me
maybe.
and anyone else, please let us know. Let us know what you thought about this. I would love to hear what everyone thought about.
Me too. Like, what did you guys see the Super Bowl? Or how the game itself? Did you see the game itself? What do you think about the Super Bowl itself? Right, that's Eagles
Now
against the
the
Chiefs.
commercials. I heard the commercials really good. I heard
Are
the
they
best
whack?
commercial.
They're whack.
You know, I saw one was good because it was like Tubi was the best one. They said
Yeah.
that one was good because it was like someone sat on the remote and you see like Tubi come up during
Yeah.
someone, you see people commentating and then Tubi comes up and then it changes the like it's almost like you're in the menu and so it's trying to move the screen. Everyone's got full because of that commercial. So that was pretty cool.
I heard about that too. I heard about that too. It was really cool. It was really cool. Yeah, so we reached the end of our show, but please let us know if you have any comments on anything we talked about. I would love to hear. We both would love to hear from you and see what you think about things, right?
Please
like and subscribe. Yeah.
Right.
And that's it. So we'll see you next time. Have a good weekend. We'll see you next week. Okay.
Bye, guys.
Everybody. Bye.